Long crawl. Hey kids, I'm back again. We're kind of filming at a very peculiar time in our world. Right now, we're trying to declare independence from the U.S. government, so you might hear some explosions out. I've talked about many of things, but this time we're going to be talking about something that's important and it matters the most. And to me, that is friends. And how you get friends, and why you need friends. And especially, this is going to be important for the people that are going into different schools or whatever. So we're about to get started. And I'm going to need these because it's super bright. It's super bright here where I am sitting. So, here's the story of where we're going to start. A young little kid named Pipple. Pipple is a small kid, about the size of Peter Dinklage. Alright? Elementary school, they'd make fun of him. Say, hey, touch the tree, or whatever. And he couldn't, he was too small. So, he wants to make some friends. The first day, he goes on the bus stop, everyone picks on him and say, hey, you're tiny, you're small. He doesn't know what to do, he just takes it. He's on the bus, has to sit next to some kid that smells like barf. So, he gets off the bus, and they're getting into school. He opens the door, and he sees the crowd of kids. And he's like, man, I don't know any of these kids. Besides the kids that made fun of me and said I'm tiny. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna prove those kids wrong. He's a loser. He's a loser. He doesn't know how to make friends. So the whole day, he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to make friends. So, he's like, alright, I'll make some friends at lunch. He gets to lunch, right? And he sees the vast kids. And he's gonna pick one of the groups or one of the people he wants to sit with. So, he decides he's gonna go try the goth kids. Or are emo and goth the same thing? Probably not.
Are you sure about that?
So, that's where it all starts. He goes to the table, sees all these kids. They're wearing eyeliner. He's like, man, they look like the kids from Blink-182. He's like, man, these kids are edgy. So he goes, I'm gonna sit here. See, that's his first mistake. You don't sit with those kids. You wanna know why? They're posers. And I'll tell you why they're posers. Because you see this? This is my representation of a pocket knife. Stop me if I get a little too mean. See, that is the first mistake. Those kids go like this. They go, oh man, I hate my life. I cut for Green Day. And they go, oh man, we're gonna cut. And he notices the scars on his arm, little Pete. The one thing you should say to them is that you go up to the silverware area where they have the knives. I'll teach you really how to, if you really want to harm yourself. You're going across. You know, when you're on a kayak, do you go across the stream? No. When you're on a kayak, you go down. Kills you faster. Then he wants to go sit with the nerds. They're talking about playing some card games. There's kids dying upstairs. He immediately avoids them. So, while doing that, he meets the next pair of kids, the jocks. And you know, talking about doing drugs, the ganja, all that stuff, smoking vape in the bathroom during lunch. He's getting mixed in with a pretty bad crowd. This is going to be the message of the story. They notice him, and there's whispers in the tables. Oh man, he looks like Peter Dinklage. If we let him be friends with us, we can act like we know Peter Dinklage. So the jock, the main leader of the jock, goes, hey, you kid, little white, little kid, come sit with us. This little kid takes the opportunity to get with the popular kids. He sits down and he knows that he made it. Sitting with the jocks. But he doesn't know that they're tricking him. They use him every other day to make him go and buy food for everyone. And he starts to realize, you know, maybe this isn't the group for me. And he's right. You don't want to be friends with those kids. You don't want to be friends with them. He thought, you know, people are mean, I'm small. He asked his dad, Dad, why am I so small? His dad said, because you're retarded. Jesus Christ. So he goes on the internet. I thought you were going to throw that at me. He goes on the internet. Oh. I'll mess with that later. He goes on the internet and goes and searches up on Google how to tie a noose. He writes a note to his dad. It's like, I'm just gonna end my life. And he does. Jeez. Right in his parents' bedroom, too. They go away and he... Story is depressing. I didn't really teach you how to actually make friends. I said that and it didn't work. The main message is no matter who you are, tall, small, big, fat, obese, if you look like a Nazi or someone makes you fun of your skin or something, that you always strive to be the strongest individual, and you watch Space Jam.
Are you sure about
Make
that?
your life feel better. You won't hang yourself like our main character did. And it'll actually be more of a message than what I just told you. I'm pretty sure. Space Jam have a message? I don't know. Any more stuff you want to give me? I'm making like a fort. Thanks. Ash, is there anything else we want to do? Review Space Jam? I was thinking more of death serums. Review Space Jam while making death serums? Alright. Space Jam has the main actor Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan. His airness and his hardness with a team Michael Jordan slams, Bug Bunny jams, and a cavalcade of Looney Tunes stars hop it up in Space Jam. There's a whole bunch of other characters too. The fat guy from Jurassic Park that dies. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito's in this movie? Oh, Bill Murray? Bill Murray's in this movie? Dang. It doesn't come with any bonus features. I don't know if it ever went on Blu-ray. Thank you. Oh, crap. But it'll do. It's a VHS tape. Everyone owns a VHS player and a TV. How does this work? Take the top off. Someone used this before? I feel like someone else used this before. Yeah. It's like doing heroin, kids. I don't do that. Yeah. Alright, well, this kind of misfired a little bit. I was going to talk to you about making friends. I was going to try to make it like a, like another one of those informational videos, and it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to be. And then it turned out that I was telling you a story that doesn't really make sense. And I was told I had to review Space Jam, and now I'm just getting needles and I'm just injecting them into me. So yeah, this is a big joke. See that? I sucked it back in. That's what smoking does to you. You get that. You get that sweet tar in your mouth. And that's what happens, and you suck your spit back up for effects. Oh God, that's what smoking does, yeah? That's what smoking does to you. Oh.
You okay?
I'm like Human Torch. Flame on.
That's fine. Clean that up.
Please keep this in.
Oh.
This is great.